Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first edition of the Christmas celebration and end of year celebration.
Hello,
Okay. Hello, Dr. David. Welcome. Happy
everybody.
New Year.
Thank you for having me today.
Yes, yeah, a pleasure, always a pleasure. How was your Christmas break?
It was okay. It was not so terrible. How was
Okay,
yours?
that's fine. It went very well, thank you.
Uh,
It went well, yes.
All right.
Okay. All right then. Okay. Hello, people. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming on the show. Well, once again, I hope you had a very lovely Christmas celebration. This is our first edition for the Janiba Ginger Show this year, and we're very elated and excited for all that we have this year to do. So I want to thank you all for joining us once again. Dietitian Grace, welcome. Happy New Year. Glad you
Good
could join us.
evening.
Yes,
Good
Happy
evening.
New Year. Dr. Davis, you say hello.
Oh, hello. Good evening.
Yes.
Good
All right, everybody. So, without wasting much time, we'll just go straight into what we have for today. I mean, it's a new year, and everywhere people are talking about New Year resolutions here and there. For some people, it's about healthy eating habits. For some people, it's about being more fashionable. For some of my peers, they have their sizes now. People have been working out and doing all kinds of activities during the Christmas break, and we're seeing results of slimmer people, which is very unconventional because Christmas is a time to binge eat. But we are grateful, with global trends now, people are being more careful. So it's a new year that people have come with all kinds of goals that they have set. Well, as a neighbor ginger, we're always here to encourage you to having a healthy lifestyle. And that's what informed our own topic of eating smart in 2026, how to cultivate a healthy eating habit in this new year. So I'm joined by my co-hosts, the ever special Dr. David Omengala and dietitian Grace Abasiri Mochonogo. We are glad to have each other here today. All right then. So we'll go straight into the questions we have. And once again, viewers, if you at any point in time want to ask any questions, please, you are free to. This is created specially for you, to help you, to encourage you. The Enable Ginger is all about engaging with customers, engaging with clients, engaging with partners, and helping them to become the best version of themselves. It's not just about selling these things and talking about it, but making sure that we are seeing to it that our customers are actually getting the best out of what we sell to them and offer them. Okay, so the first thing we want to find or want to start asking about is, what does eating smart mean to you in today's fast food generation? You know, it's a time, or it's a season, or it's a generation where everything is fast paced. So I know we've hit on this on many of our topics before, this particular question. But now, as we've come to a new year, how do you want to address the fast-paced nature of your lifestyle, of your activities? How do you want to bring a healthy eating habit into it, so you are starting well, quite early? So, Dr. David, the floor is yours. What do you think about this? How would one eat smart in today's very fast food generation?
Okay. So, well, I think eating fast mainly would be making intentional, informed decision as to
Mm-hmm.
choice, the source of food, the quantity of food, and also
Mm,
the food. Because you're right. We're in a very fast pace. Everything is on the move. And most
mm,
times, we really have so much time anymore to sit and meal prep or
yes.
cook anymore. And
Mm-hmm.
with the affordability of fast and casual food
Mm-hmm.
is hard to get lost in the mix. So I would say eating smart uh,
Mm,
would be making intentional, healthy choices as to what foods to eat and
mm-hmm.
how. than as opposed to just, anything, eating anything.
Mm. I mean, you're a doctor, and as a doctor, you're always on the move. You're dealing with emergency cases, you're always on the move. So, in your own life, how have you been able to incorporate this a disciplined eating habits, considering that it's a very fast-paced work environment, workspace? How are you able to bring it to make it work for you? More so that you're a health practitioner and a health expert. So, what cue can we take from you?
Okay, so I'll be lying if I say it's easy.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll be lying if I say it's easy.
I can
But
imagine.
one of the smart choices I would say I have made is by cutting down soda as much as possible
Okay.
and replacing soda with healthier options. So natural fruit juices, smoothies, even plain water. But at the very least, not soda, because soda just gives you a burst of sugar, which
Mm,
gives you high, lots of energy, but shortly
mm,
comes down crashing. You're
mm.
hungry. Uh, Most times you'd find yourself taking multiple soda in a day, and that's a high amount of unhealthy sugar.
Okay.
But switch to natural juices, smoothies. Here you're getting things not just simple fast,
Mm.
actually healthy sugar. And
What's healthy sugar? What's an example of healthy sugar? Honey?
well,
Or
honey,
what do you
example
call
of
that healthy sugar?
is an example of healthy sugar. Honey is an
Mm.
example of healthy sugar. Fruits also have to some degree, to some degree, some degree,
That Shangus is already giving you the eyes.
to some degree. But it's
Okay.
actually better than the regular granulated sugar to some degree.
Mm.
So
Okay.
everything still there still comes to the point of moderation. It still all boils down to moderation to a great degree at the end of the day. Because if we say it's healthy, quote unquote, excess amounts of it or very high amounts of it could also be
Mm.
potentially healthy too. We just
Okay.
finding the right balance with it. And I guess this is where Dr. Grace with the dietitian Grace
Yes.
would help us very well here.
Yes, I know. So the Shangus, the floor is yours now. I don't know if you got the question, because at a point in time we lost you. The network was a little shaky. Or should I repeat the question again?
Yeah, I got the question. I was
Okay,
hearing
okay,
that. So,
okay.
um, Dr. David has already said it. It's just
Mm,
eating smart means being intentional about what you eat, right? That's
mm,
that's just like the whole summary of it. Being intentional about what goes into your body. So I think the only thing I will add is that as you're being intentional with what goes into your body, have in mind your long-term health goals, right? So
mm,
it's a new year. Everybody have goals. You want to do this, you want to achieve this. Most times we rarely set goals for our health.
mm,
We at the gym. By March we are tired. We just give up, right? That's because
mm,
we're not doing it the right way. Some people, right? So being intentional, ensuring that whatever goes into your body is for a long-term health goal. What do you
mm,
want to achieve? What's the health challenge, or what are you preventing? So that
mm,
enables you to be intentional with what goes into your body. Yeah. So that's it.
mhm. Okay. So like an example of a realistic health goal for the year, or a realistic um example of what it means to eat smart, with long-term health goals, what would that be? Is it something? Yeah, well, let me leave it to that. What would that be to you, or how would you express that so people
Okay,
can take a
so
cue from that? Mm,
I'll give an example. I think example will be the best way to describe this. So
mm,
ideally, an individual who doesn't really eat vegetables,
mm,
and he or she is saying, "Oh, this year I want to eat more vegetables." want to eat more veggies is not a realistic goal. So the realistic goal will be when you say, oh, I want to eat more vegetables, and for me to achieve this, I'm going to, like, in a week have vegetables at least 3 times a week. You get? So that way you're able to, every week, you know that, oh, the goal is that this week I should have vegetables up to 3 times. Now I'm saying for somebody who is not used to eating vegetables, but they want to, right? For somebody who is already used to of the healthy eating, oh, I've been doing well with my health, but this year I want to improve on my vegetable intake. Now, these are two different people. The person is going to say, oh, daily I want to have vegetable at least once or twice a day. So each day you're being specific, you're putting, it's a smart goal, you're putting a time frame, like, and then another thing you can say is you want to have vegetables, right? What portion? Okay, I'm going to have at least 2 cups or 1 cup of vegetable, right? So that's something realistic. But simply saying I want to improve on my vegetable intake, you do it once you're tired, you just give up.
Something else, for me, I'm a meat lover. I like meat. I don't know if it has to do with the fact that they say people with a O positive genotype, no, that's not blood group, I think. People that have that O positive, they say one of the traits that we have is that we like a lot of meat. I can definitely testify that I love meat. I can't imagine having a bowl of food without it. So,
What blood group did you say?
O positive. O positive.
Okay, let me take it from there, because I
Okay.
have a lot of issues with this blood group food. There is nothing like that. Now I'm going to take it from there. Why I'm saying this is that you are O positive. I'm O positive, right? You like meat. I don't like meat.
Wow. You're the
Yes.
first. Honestly, you're
Yeah,
the
I don't
first.
like meat. I eat meat because is important, is necessary. Not like I can go a whole month without eating meat, but I just eat it out of, yes. What meat does to me is when I see a food and I'm seeing meat, I'm already satisfied. Like, it feels like it's a lot of work to eat meat. Yes. Do you get? So I would rather just have my meat separate and maybe eat food later, or have my food and eat meat. Do you get? So now I'm opposite, you're opposite. So it's not realistic. There is no, the science is, the
Connection.
research is incomplete. The research is incomplete.
Because there's actually a book on it. No, I think it's something we actually talk about, because I know people that religiously. There's a book called Eating Right. Yeah, Eating Right according to your genotype.
Blood group. Yes, the
Blood
person.
group,
If you
sorry.
research very well, you'll find that the person that wrote that book, at some point, our association was after that person. The Dietetics Association, Nutrition Dietetics Association in Nigeria. Yes, they wanted to get the person, show us this sample. How did you carry out this research? What area? What did you do? What kind of research is this? Do you get? So, but nothing tangible came out of that. So it was just, if I want to give the history of how that book came about, they were using it to cash out. Basically.
No, I mean, it's something we have to be very wary about, because I find that I don't know, it's being a human. I think we have this what's the word, mentality of, we're very well. There's this thing I learned in sociology where it says that the consumer is a fool in quotes, meaning that people create your own needs and your own wants. They create your own needs for you. For example, I don't think I need this till I see somebody bring it up and say, okay, they market it to me, and so actually I have a need in this area, but maybe all through life I never had this need. I never really fell for that particular what do you call it, that book and the whole fad that went with that. But I know a lot of people that were so committed, and they actually said that they saw results. So, but I tried and I just struggled, I couldn't, maybe because over time I got tired. You get tired of things, and it's just like when someone told me about the Daniel's fast, and I said, okay, let me try the Daniel's fast. And I went and researched and realized that some Daniel fast, there's no meat. Other Daniel fast, there is meat. So and me, the Daniel fast I know, according to the Daniel I know. It's not supposed to have any meat. Exactly. Oh,
Yes.
it's trending now. Intermittent
Really?
fasting. That yes, it's trending. Daniel's fast, intermittent
Yeah.
fasting. Of course, that one is known.
I know
Yes,
about
it's
intermittent.
trending
I
now.
don't know about Daniel's fast. I really don't know
Ah,
about Daniel's. I'm
there's
going to
there's
check it out.
Daniel's fast. Yeah, there's Daniel's fast. So and what even led me to it? I saw the person. She used it for one of those. I think it was last year's Lent or so. So I said, what did you take, or what are you doing that you've lost so much weight and all that? And she was like, that she was doing the Daniel's because everybody with how they go about their Lent fast. So she chose with the Daniel's fast, and she really came down and she was like, "Are you sure it's only the fast?" She said, yeah, of course she was working out, but not so much. But the Daniel's fast. So that's why I was curious. So when she sent it to me, I looked at it. It looks like a vegetarian's diet, but like I said, I'm a meat lover. I can't imagine going a week without meat. So I think I was able to do it for 3 days. And I went back to my meal. I said, I can do chicken breast, I can do fish. Before you know it, I went back to my beef. So I won't lie to myself. And I just assumed that, okay, they say all positive people that they thrive better with meat. And I fell into that deception, I guess, but I'm glad to hear from you that actually the research or whatever the person you based their book on was actually debunked and actually rejected by the dietitians council, right? That's the global one. Okay, that's interesting. So, but to deviate a little, because I feel this is something that we should also talk about. It's not really about diet per se, but another new trending thing I've noticed is these injections people are taking, this diabetic drug people are taking to lose weight. What are Dr. David, maybe you can also help us here because it's more about, yes, is it wise? Is it healthy? Yes, I mean, the results come out, I think there's one they call Munjaro, I'm not sure. Then there are other ones, so what are what's the word now? Are there side effects? And should somebody stop doing it? What happens? Because I actually am very curious and concerned about it. I just want to just bring it up.
Okay. So yes and no.
Okay.
But yes, there are side effects that come with it. It's
Okay.
a medication. It's
Mm.
actually an anti-diabetic medication. It's similar with insulin, works almost the same way as insulin.
Okay.
Okay. It was also shown to have weight loss properties.
Okay.
So, but now the trend has switched from using it for diabetics to using it for weight loss purposes because of the effect it
Mm.
has on weight loss.
Yes.
So it reduces cravings, gives the sensation or the feeling of being full. And so
Mm.
these two things that would make somebody reduce some weight. But
Okay.
also, it doesn't particularly reduce a lot of weight, and then it's also not sustainable.
Mm.
So for most people who are using the injectables, if they default or stop using the injectables
Yes.
after a few, they go back to either the same weight they were, or even some even get a bit bigger than before.
Mm.
Now
Wow.
there's also so there's that part. And ideally this medication should not be started without seeing a doctor, probably an endocrinologist or maybe a weight loss specialist, somebody who
Mm.
is actually in the know of what to look out for and how to properly counsel and advise. And then we also have to put it into consideration that the medication should not be the only plan for weight loss because it's simply not
Mm.
sustainable.
Mm.
Even if you do not start to gain back your weight, or even if you don't stop using the medication, there's only so much weight that you can lose while on the medication, and then it just becomes a
Mm.
maintenance. So you're almost tied to the medication to keep that weight. But then the
Yeah.
medication is to reduce your blood sugar. And with some people,
Mm.
there was research where a handful of people had gastric problems, so indigestion, constipation, problems with their gut long term from prolonged use of these medications.
Mm.
Um,
Wow.
usually it's yeah, so usually it's used to reduce just a little because some people have it very difficult losing even as much as 1 kg. You know, we have different type of body metabolisms, different
Mm.
genetic predisposition for fat
Mm.
storage, how broken down, how fat is utilized. So some people have that much difficulty that also
Dr.
some
David,
people
we're kind of losing you there. Can
can
network? Okay, Dr. David.
I think
Okay, great.
it has.
Yes, network issues. Okay.
is
Mm.
it back now?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
better now. Yes, it's better.
With some people, they
You are talking
have
about
too
the
much
side
weight.
effects. You were saying that some people actually it begins to affect their gut health in the long term
Yes,
when they take it.
yes.
Okay.
So they are unable to pass through. They have difficulty emptying the bowel. They get constipated. They get
Mm.
bloated, and then there's also people getting, hypoglycemic events, hypoglycemic
Wow.
episodes because the medication is the hypoglycemic agent. So it's
Mm.
still going to have sugar. So you have to take it with food. Some people do not know that
Mm.
and not properly counseled about it. They just know, inject with
Mm.
a vial. So it's calculated. There's a
Mm.
particular number of dose that you should take each day. If it also a morning and an evening dose. So it's why I say before this medication should be commenced, ideally people should see a specialist. They should see a doctor, and then go over the pros and the cons, and also see if there are even other options explorable before
Yes.
commencing the medication. Yeah, but it should
Well,
not be started unilaterally without, at the very least, seeing a doctor and discussing, because then they'll be able to counsel them about what to expect, what to look out for, how to know if this is a side effect, if this is a
mm.
normal expected effect or not, and then how
Okay.
to prevent some of those,
So does it affect
because even
fertility? Does it affect fertility? Does it affect you know, possible future problems with babies when they are born? Does it have those kind of very harsh side effects? That's if you're not a diabetic taking
well,
it.
not not so much
Okay.
on the
Okay.
fertility aspect, although
Mm.
on the diabetic aspect. Now, this is basically like giving the body an extra insulin
Mm.
than what the body is producing.
Needs. Yes.
This could result in some sort of a feedback mechanism where the body now stops to produce insulin because it's already getting insulin. So
Wow.
in some people, it could trigger some form of diabetes for them or make them insulin dependent, more or less. Let's call it
Mm.
insulin dependent. Some people
That's
insulin
dangerous.
dependent.
Yes.
Yes,
Mm.
which is why I
Very
said it's not
dangerous. Yeah.
going to just buy off the internet and comment on your own.
Mm. I
For
think
most
that's my
people, they
fear. It's like it's not.
get them from bars, from somebody, a vendor online, and then
Yes.
the vendor is who gives them the prescription, or they just bring it.
Mm. So it's a controlled drug then. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not wise to. So it's really, it's not something to advise people to do. I asked it because I'm concerned of, it's becoming very. I mean, I understand people that have health issues. Yes, people that have health issues that really need this to lose weight. They've tried the what's it called, portion control. They've tried the exercise. They've tried the what's it called, a calorie deficit. And of course, weight gain can also be hormonal. There are many things that are behind it. So some now turn to this. I'm a little empathetic to those type of people, because they need it for health reasons. But where it's now being abused and used as a weight loss procedure, I think it's something to be worried about. That was why I just felt to bring it up, so people are aware of the side effects. That it's not just about gaining the weight back, but there are actually serious side effects that can come with it, because I can imagine a diabetic person having to take insulin shots on their own is frustrating. So to now make yourself that is just something to really be very wary about. So thank you for that. Sorry, Desha, you are going to say something after he spoke before
Yeah.
I'm just
I,
passionate about this.
I'm so happy with the way Dr. Dave dealt with this particular topic, right? I had a
Yes,
live session
yes.
last weekend and this topic came up,
Mm,
right? So we had people in the room, we gave them opportunity to speak, and the woman
mm,
said that she had used it for a while, and after she stopped, that the whole thing she's experiencing, she's gained back the weight and she
mm,
has some health issues she was mentioning, right? So I
mm,
like the way Dr. David dealt with this topic because it's
mm.
becoming, it's beginning to look like it's not paracetamol that anybody can just
Yes,
walk
yes.
or
You can
the
just
pharmacy,
take.
right? So it, and you know the way it works. One of the problem I have with it is the way it works is to reduce the appetite. Now, when the
Mm,
appetite is reduced, that means you're not going to be eating so well, and the weight loss would
mm,
occur definitely. Now, in that
mm.
situation, there is a possibility of nutrient deficiency because for somebody who is isn't eating the way they are supposed to, right?
Yes,
That means
yes.
there will be nutrient deficiency over time. Imagine a
Naturally.
nutrient that the body needs to function properly, and over time the
Mm,
body is not getting it. It becomes
yes,
deficient. And this
yes.
medication, I like it. It just shows that a medicine is going far, right? But then there are
Yes.
people for which is the diabetic patient who are trying to lose weight, and also it should be
Mm,
for them. So, and
mm,
Dr. Viv had mentioned the hypoglycemia. Imagine that you are not diabetic and you're taking something meant for diabetic patients to control
mm,
insulin and then lose weight. The
mm.
hypoglycemic is if you ask Dr. Dave, he will confirm it. I think it's more dangerous, right?
Please,
Because you could,
for the lay
It
people, can you explain what it means,
is
what
more dangerous.
hypoglycemia means? For the
when
lay
the
people, what
sugar,
does it
yeah,
mean?
when the sugar is lower than normal, very
Okay,
low, when it
okay,
is
okay,
low, right? So it's somebody who is
okay.
not diabetic, you're taking all of those GPL. If the
Mm,
sugar begins to drop, you could enter into the hypoglycemic state. Is I
yes,
think it's
yes.
more dangerous. So when it is high,
Mm,
you can manage to bring it down. When it is
yes,
low, yeah.
yeah.
So
Mm,
it's something that we really need to be careful about. I'm not
mm,
against it, to be honest, because people that are diabetic that have used it that have good results, I love it
yes.
for them. They need it. But for every
Mm,
other person who might be listening to us who intends to go through that process, please,
mm,
please, I beg you, see a doctor. It has to be
mm,
monitored. There is a
mm,
certain milligram you're expected to take. There is a duration you're
mm,
expected to take it, and it's only a doctor that can guide you. So please see a
mm,
doctor. Don't go to the pharmacy and just pick it up and inject yourself. See a doctor is
mm,
important.
mm. Thank you very much for that. Then a third one, there's another one as well that is trending as well, the balloon. I don't know if you know of the
Okay.
balloon one. Yes. What's your take on that one as well? Why I'm asking is because some of our customers that come, like we just introduced a juice cleanse package, and before someone came and wanted to do it, so I had to ask questions. You know, I had to ask questions to understand where her mind was at, why she wanted to do it, understand her health status before even going ahead. So when with my own little understanding that I've, from what I've been able to learn from this show since we started, from hearing Dietitian Grace, hearing you, Dr. David, I asked her some questions and I was a little uncomfortable. So I had to now reach out to to Dietitian Grace, and she said no, that, for a lactating mom, it's not wise to even do the juice cleanse at all. And we even now, so from there, she will reveal that the whole cleanse package is also not a very wise way of proceeding with weight loss, because it almost has the same effect as you're talking about not having the requisite, nutritional benefits that you should get every day. The body needs nutrients, in reasonable amounts every single day to function. And when you do some of this cleanse diet, cleanse diets, or these cleanse procedures, or this cleanse, what do you call them, packages, you will lose some. So based on that, we even have to come up with a disclaimer, for people to be very, very careful before they proceed on doing it, because in as much as, yes, it does have its short-term benefits, but in the long term, it's not something to do for a long time. So I'm just so concerned. People are really concerned about their health, and their health is more on the side of weight loss. not always necessarily because their health is in danger, but more also for fashionable and cosmetic reasons, which, like I said, you want to feel good and look good. If you feel you are too heavy, in the eyes of someone else, it may be okay, but if you don't feel right, then you have every right to your body. But also, it's just good to be informed when making certain decisions that you are doing the right thing. And that's why I'm so eager. I'm so passionate about bringing up these things and discussing them. So going back to the question about the balloon, does that one is that one equally dangerous as well, or is something that is less of a risky procedure than the injections people are taking?
Okay, so with the balloons, it's less dangerous,
Okay.
definitely less dangerous. Okay,
Okay.
so usually the balloons are either saline filled or air filled. It's
Okay.
either one of these. And
Mm.
then the balloons can also, well, the function of the balloon really is just to reduce the capacity of the stomach.
Okay.
It's for portion control. It's
Mm.
just an aggressive form of portion control.
Mm.
It's an form of portion control. Let's call it that. Because
Okay.
a lot of people find it difficult to cut down because yeah, we preach portion control every day of the week, but we also know the reality. For somebody
Mm.
who has been living their life for years, eating every and anything and at large quantities, and then now you want this person to stay under 2,000 calories.
Mm.
A Herculean task because the body has adjusted to it, the stomach has adjusted to that quantity of food. If they don't eat up until that amount, they won't feel satisfied. And if
Mm.
they don't feel satisfied, they don't feel the need to stop eating. They
Mm.
find it difficult to stop eating. With the
Mm.
balloon, the size of the stomach is reduced, usually made by about 50% or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now you can not physically eat more than the capacity of the stomach.
Mm.
So it's just a means of reducing the capacity of the stomach. But that too comes with its own drawbacks. Now, the major
Mm.
drawback of balloon is that it can cause some people to have frequent heartburns,
Okay.
especially
Oh,
if they eat the wrong thing, if they eat too
Mm.
fast, if they're not drinking lots of water with it. Some
Mm.
people might have some bouts of constipation here and there. Although these are things
Mm.
that could be managed medically, also with some lifestyle advices. These are things that
Yes.
could. And then thirdly, after because the balloon in most cases is removed after some time,
Yes.
so after a
okay.
period of time, yes, yes. In most cases, the balloon is removed.
Okay.
Some of the balloons that did, so they are also biodegradable balloons, which are
Mm-hmm.
not,
That's another thing.
yeah, which are not removed.
Mm.
They're actually safe.
Okay.
They degrade on their own and they are excreted with the stool, just like a
Okay.
normal day stool. Yeah.
Yes.
Uh,
Okay.
I, Depending on the type of material and how long it's needed for. Some might be for 6
Mm.
months, might be for a bit
Mm.
longer, and then they start to break down and just pass with the stool. Now,
Okay.
after the growth is removed, the stomach is back to being able to accept all the food you want to give it.
Exactly.
Now, this is where self control comes in.
Comes. Is it realistic?
I, I think
So,
When the mouth
I
you
is
have
think
to,
used
it would
to.
be realistic, but I think it would be realistic if the person had done that for that period of time. They should
yeah, you
for
should do it
six
for a short
months,
time
possibly.
and it's easier.
Maybe the mindset must have changed, and I think it's realistic.
Yeah, so
Well,
for
I think
if
it's
you want
back to
to,
discipline. Okay, finish.
yeah,
I'll tell you my story. Okay, carry on.
you know, if you've had the balloon long enough, for a handful of people, they're able to maintain that new diet. That new diet becomes their lifestyle. They're able
Mm.
to just keep up with those portion sizes. They have now readjusted. They don't feel the urge to eat
Mm.
so because they have now gotten accustomed to that portion size, that
Mm.
type of meal selection. So after the balloon is removed, some people might gain some weight because they
Okay.
may be slightly higher. But those who are
Mm.
able to keep their eating within the same or similar to what they were eating while on the balloon. Otherwise, fine even without the balloon.
Okay.
So the major drawback for the balloon is, the heartburns that people could have because, of course, there's a balloon there, and then it's like putting a balloon and pressing into a bucket of water. You push things up.
God.
So the same way the balloon pushes the stomach
Oh
acid,
my goodness.
and that
Yes.
causes heartburns. So that's the major drawback of the balloons. But other than that, it's a bit more healthier. Doesn't lead to significant chronic illnesses post removal. So, I would say it's a safer choice, although
Mm.
too has the limits for just how much weight people
Mm.
to lose on that. And then there's
Mm.
also risk of gaining back the weight if the eating habits is not changed.
Okay. So ultimately, you still need to do what you should have done in the beginning. Disciplined
Yeah,
dietary schedule, basically.
yeah.
So you will still go back to
No
doing that thing you're
shortcut.
running from. Yeah.
There's no shortcut. There's no shortcut.
Because what I was going to say is there was a time that I mean for religious reasons I went on a 1 week fast, dry fast. And of course my yes, over time I wasn't getting hungry as much. But I now understood when they say glycogen converts to glucose. I was still finding myself doing some very if nobody tells you that anyway, then I was much younger, I was in university. But if no one tells you that I was actually doing the fast, you will not believe I was. And that's where I began to understand the way the body is designed and all those things I learned in biology class. It now made sense to me. So in my head, I said, there's no way. By the time I go back to eating food, there's no way I'll go back to my former eating portions. There's no way, because even I knew that my everything had shrunken, and of course I lost it, but that wasn't the goal. But by the time, I think after one day, of course, I introduced food. Then okay, no one told me how to break it. So naturally I hadn't seen food for a while. My roommate then ordered Chinese. So already the way I jumped on that food, I almost threw up. But give me one after 2 days, I was back to my meat. I was back to my. In fact, I went back. So that's what I'm saying, that no matter that you will still end up doing that thing you're running from. That's that quick fix you are looking for. You must still come back and do that. So ultimately, I think it's best just try your best and just do it the slower way, but at least it's much more sustainable.
Yeah.
All right, Daddy, I don't know if I Grace has something to say.
I think you both have said everything in my mind, really, because I like your story. I like your story because a lot of people are going to listen to this and understand
Mm,
what they've been going through, really. Okay.
yes.
So for me, for the past 3 days, I've really had a rough day. I've really had
Mm,
rough days. It's been back to back, going out to work because I
mm,
have to staying out. And so one of the things that happened to me this period was I wasn't eating well.
mm,
Like I rarely had my breakfast before leaving and all. So yesterday evening, oh, you needed to see the way I was hungry. Kai.
mm,
Like
mm.
I wanted to eat everything. I wanted to eat
That's a go.
everything within my reach. I was so hungry.
Mm,
My stomach felt empty. It needed something to
mm,
fill it up. So
mm,
it
mm,
it took a lot of discipline for me not to eat the way I wanted. Now, what
mm,
happened with me not eating the way I wanted at that time is I slept hungry. I was not comfortable. I was very
mm,
uncomfortable. I think
mm.
it was later in the on my sneak that I came and boiled eggs as I did salad, like just to have
Mm.
something. So
In
now
your
those that
system.
the one of the things that happen to our body when we starve it of what it needs for a
Mm.
while. Now when you get back to that, you in one sitting you can take the calories that you have been trying to reduce,
To
and that's
lose,
not what you
yes.
want.
Yes,
What
yes.
the thing you want to achieve is have a sustainable lifestyle. Okay, something that you are something that you're not running away from,
Mm.
something you look forward to doing because it's sustainable. And I think
Yes.
one of the reasons we have this whole portion issue is the way some of us we're trained.
Yes.
It's based on survivor. You don't know where your next meal is coming from. So when you see it, you just have to eat and feel come from. Now we have grown into adults. It has formed our lifestyle and is now
Yes.
affecting us. But the way we can actually manage it is to ensure that we have at every meal the food is adequate. If you have
Okay.
adequate protein, you have vegetables, and you'll be satisfied. But if you just have the rice and stew and a touch of protein, you just eat that. By the time that glucose is there, it will do the work, crash and
Yes.
dip, and you are
Yes.
hungry again.
Yes.
But when it is adequate, you see what happens. It sustains you for a
Yes.
period of time.
Yes.
That's what
Very
we need
true.
to do better. Even myself, I need to do better because protein is my problem.
Okay. No, I can relate to what you said, actually, Grace, because by the effect I have eating rice and then eating maybe not a bowl of meat, but like eating lots of food that has a lot of meat in it, I feel fuller. Like today, I had vegetables and chicken. It was like a stir fry sort of. That was what I had for lunch. That has kept me full till evening. Now, I just came back. I had gotten I'd asked for Indomie to be made for me. I just feel like having Indomie, not that I buy. I just feel like having it. So coming back home now, I still even I had to struggle because I didn't want to waste food. So I struggled to eat, but I ate it. It was with a lot. I'm still even feeling really full. Indomie was not a lot, but I still so protein for me. If I consume a lot of meat, it takes a longer time to digest. So it keeps me fuller for longer. But if I take something like rice or spaghetti, within the next 2-3 hours, my system has already, burnt it out and I'm back to some kind of hunger and all that. So yes. And I think also knowing yourself, understanding your body, I think also helps you when it comes to, forming your sustainable eating habits. Over time, I've understood how my body works. So for example, if I want to achieve this or achieve that, I know what to do. Somebody else may try to copy and it won't work the same way. Probably because the way my lifestyle suits the way I eat. So when I do that way, and the same way, if I want to copy somebody as well, and maybe their own works for them, if I try it may not have the same effect like that. So I think another way that you can eat smart as well is understanding your body and eating according to to what to what your body needs and what you feel much more comfortable eating, and of course within a very healthy and realistic eating schedule, and all that. Okay, so the next question we have, what unhealthy eating habit do you want to break in 2025? So let's start with dietitian Grace. What unhealthy eating habits do you want to break in 2026? I'm sorry, I'm not taking you back. I'm not taking you back to last year. So what do you want? What do you want to break that that is unhealthy?
Personal, I would say I want to I want to include more proteins, right, to my
Okay,
meal.
okay,
It's
okay.
actually very important to me. It's important to me really because
Mm,
with the way I work, and sometimes I don't really get to have the opportunity to, I prep my meals, yeah, but sometimes I don't get that opportunity. So, but if
mm,
I am able to put in at every meal, I think what will happen, I have my breakfast and I have adequate protein in it. It can sustain me too. It can actually
mm,
sustain me till like evening, then I will have another meal.
mm,
But not eating adequate protein is affecting me really. Oh. So
mm.
I think that's one of the habits. And
Okay.
for our listeners, I think one habit I recommend everybody should actually fix. Now, that what I said is personal. For everyone, I
Mm,
think we should have be mindful of
okay.
our snacking.
Okay.
That's something I see that's many of us are guilty of, right? We just, anything available, we snack on it and we get going, right? That's not the best thing. Mindful of your snack in the sense that you should have healthy things available to snack on. Sometimes you will not be able to cook, realistically speaking, because the way life is busy, some days it's just, even when the food is in your fridge or freezer,
Yes.
bring it out and warm it is the problem, right? The time it will take. Some of us don't have microwaves, so it's not like you just can warm and easy get going. And some of
Yes.
the offices you work microwave. So realistically, if you work in an office, possibly you don't have these things to ease your life, maybe you should have healthy snacks like your fruits, your nuts. Avocado is coming in season. This is my best season though. Avocado is in season. Like, have enough of healthy fat, right? So those, when you
Yes.
have all of these things within your environment, or even in your purse as a woman, the way we pack makeup things, put your nuts
Yes.
inside it.
Yes. Yes.
So it's easy for you to just grab it and eat. It's easy for you to
Yes.
just grab and say, Coco, give me that meat pie. All of those. So I think that's that for me.
Yeah, that makes sense. Dr. David, how about you? I like that. I like what you said. I have something to
Yeah,
actually add to that, but let me allow Dr. David speak his
it
own.
almost
So,
felt
what's your own? Uh?
it almost felt like she was calling my name in specifically
Okay.
about the snacking.
Oh, really?
Because it's a habit I'm working on. I could go
Mm,
days without snacking, and then the day I now decide to snack, I end up eating snacks for all the other days I missed.
I can
But it's a work
imagine. Living the same back. Yes.
it's a
I
work in
can
progress.
imagine. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. And if you think about it, snacks are more affordable, easier to
Mm,
come by
mm,
than the
mm.
healthier option.
Yes, they
I
are.
mean, there's yes, you turn, there's soda everywhere you turn to. But
Yes.
fruits, good fruits,
Mm.
not so. Also, you could buy snacks with way less than you would buy fruit.
Mm.
So that's easier alternative, but not the healthier one. So
Mm.
I think we should all set the targets for ourselves to, although it might feel harder, it might be more expensive, but try the healthier way. Try the healthier way.
Dr.
That
David, it's not more expensive. Oh.
okay, well, fine. It's not more expensive. It's just easier.
Ca Cashew nuts are expensive. Oh. Things like, well,
Cashew nuts are very
Yeah,
expensive.
mm,
yes, cashew nut is expensive, but you know why
mm,
it's
High
looking
nuts
like
are
it's more
expensive.
expensive? Why is
mm.
How's
looking
that?
like it's more sorry, sorry, am
How's
I
that?
here? Network
Yes,
is
yes,
acting
yes,
up.
yes, yeah, yes, you're on, you're on.
Okay. So why is
Mm,
looking like it is more expensive is because
mm.
we are looking at high things. We are
Okay.
looking at almond nut. We are looking at Greek yogurt.
Mm,
We are looking at
mm.
cashew nut. Now, there's no issue if you can afford all of this and have it, okay? But our granite is still, one bottle of granite, you can still get up to 2,000 or 2,500, right? And now
Yeah.
that 2,000 or 2,500 is not something you will have at a sitting now.
Yes, of
That
course.
bottle of granite, wow, okay?
Mm.
Even the cashew nut that is expensive, you're not going to take it at a sitting.
No,
It's
not at
going
all.
to stay wow
Gradual.
ahead.
Mm.
So, and then when it comes to fruits, I think why I like to recommend things that are in season is cheaper when in season, right?
Yes.
If now avocado is coming out, now is in season, you
Mm.
can buy it.
Mm.
Oranges are in season too, you get
Yes.
oranges. Okay, carrots, you see garden egg,
Mm.
you see that garden egg.
Yes, yes.
Just do a combo of your garden egg and your granite
Mm.
and tell me you'll be
Yes.
so satisfied
Yes.
than when you take that. And the other part of the snacking, the refined snacking, is actually not cheap. You get a soft drink, maybe the least you get is like 300, the small one.
Mm.
You now go and
Mm.
get meat pie. Even the meat pie, I think the least should be around 500 or so.
Yes, 500.
So
And that's a small
how
one,
much
not
is
the
that?
big one.
That's the small one. You get
Yes.
that. And then some of us go as far as having pizza. just a whole lot. Besides the
Yes,
expensive.
it is.
So now you take that snap. Believe me,
Mm,
sometimes you take that snap now, you may still take another one before the end of the day because it's a
yes.
refined type of carbohydrate. So
Mm-hmm.
it just gives you that quick energy and deep, you're hungry again.
Mm-hmm.
So with healthy fats and fruit is sustainable.
Mm. I agree. I think it's all about being like we said, eating smart. Eating smart. Like near where I work, we have this fruit vendor. There's a lady also that also sells fresh juices. She makes it right there in front of you. So, you can equally just that, well, apples and English pear and all that, they're a little bit costly, but it's once in a while, in as much as, yes, once in a while, you can have those other unhealthy ones if because of the, what's it called, of the happy hormones we have. Because you say you just go healthy all through, so it can get boring, at least for me.
Yes,
But once in a while,
yes.
actually, yes, actually buying one apple, actually, by the time you use knife and chop it into bits, it's filling, so it's much more, there's less guilt than say going out to buy meat pie and soda and all that. So I agree with that. There's also carrots. You can look carrots, cucumber, carrot sticks, cucumber sticks. I don't know, for some people, there's this chickpeas paste. I don't know if there's something called hummus, but it's made from chickpeas. I don't really know how to make it, but those ones it's something you can make. And you can use those as dips with your carrots and your cucumber and all that. So it's all about being creative. But I wanted to ask something. I noticed something with me. I love cashew nuts a lot. And I know I read somewhere where they said, growing up, we've always believed this myth that taking groundnuts, cashew nuts leads to acne. I have acne prone skin. My skin very easily, because I have large pores. So I realized that so for that reason, I don't take groundnuts a lot, because my mentality is that, okay, taking lots of groundnuts will lead me to breakouts. But I also know that when I also do cashew nuts, it's the same thing. So I don't know. Is it in my head, or yes, does cashew nuts actually, lead to breakouts? And if it does, what makes these nuts have that effect? And how can you consume them and and not have breakouts for those of us that have acne prone skin? So I don't know. Let's start with okay. Let's start with Dr. David. There, Dr. David. Let's hear from you.
Okay, so yes, not in some cases for some people, it can trigger, it acts as a trigger for their acne.
Okay.
But then you would have to have had, the acne usually already. It's not, it's why it's not everybody who eats nuts that get acne.
Of course.
Just that it can trigger, acne that are already there.
Okay.
Um, I'd
That's
say,
those
well,
under the skin, those that have not actually come out under the skin, or
yes,
if you
yes,
if you
yes,
actually
yes, yes.
have active acne.
Yeah, so you can have active acne that has not reached its climax, so it's not fully all popped, but they have already
Okay.
started to set in, and then they
Mm.
not just the cascade. But also we might also have to think about it at look at the quantity of nuts that we eat that then cause the acne, because
Mm.
you eat just a handful or less than a handful of nuts and get acne. For those who get the acne, in most cases, it might be after binge eating.
Okay.
Yeah, so our body reacts differently with
Mm.
to different. So for people who have noticed that they are more prone to their acne getting a flare after eating nuts, I would say do it moderately and maybe not as frequently.
Okay.
So try as much as possible to, yeah, nuts are very nice. They are not cashew nuts, you name them, they are
Mm.
nice
Mm.
to get carried, especially if you're having them on an empty stomach. Before
Mm.
you know, that
You've
bottle that you've
almost
gone already
finished
for.
it. Yes. Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Thank
so
you
in
for that.
moderation, very key. there should be noticeable differences. There should be
Okay.
noticeable differences. Yeah.
Okay. I will try it and see because I have acne now because I took a lot of cashew nuts. This I don't know, this month I just binge on it. I binge on it. So I agree with you when you say maybe the quantity, but I love it. I can't help it. I can't help it. So there's someone's, I don't know if it's Soul's phone. There's a noise coming from somewhere. Sorry. There's a noise. Okay, it has stopped. Okay, so I will try it. I will try what you said, and see. But most likely, I believe that it could be the nuts. Okay, Living is asking. Someone is asking that can nuts also make you add weight? That
Yes.
and Grace.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Well, let's have the
Let's have
exchanges.
speak. Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
have it.
So do nuts also make you, because they are healthy, they are natural. So
Okay. The thing is that nuts can help you add weight. It can equally help you. There are two ways, right?
okay,
So the whole
okay,
idea of making you add weight is that nuts, they have good fat, healthy fat, and
yeah.
omega-3 fatty acid, and
Mm,
polyunsaturated kind of fat. So now anything fat is actually high in calories. That's where the weight
mm,
gain come in. So
okay,
when you are doing it excessively, when you're doing it excessively, yes, it can, because there's a possibility that's not the only thing you're taking that day. There are other things
mm,
with their calorie content. So not nutrients and calorie dense. So
okay,
yes, but now when you want to equally lose weight, you can. It just depends on the portioning, on the
okay,
calorie deficit. So
okay,
it's not like munching on a whole bottle of cashew nuts in a day. That's a whole lot.
mm,
That will be what the person needs.
mm,
So
mm,
yes, it goes both ways. Can make you add weight, can make you lose weight. It's all about the calorie. So when you're talking
mm,
about taking nuts, it just need to mind your portion.
okay, all right. Okay, that's a good one. Thank you for that. Now, I also wanted to ask another question, but it has eluded me. Maybe when as we continue, if I remember, I'll bring it back. It's one of these myths that people over time have developed, and say, oh, this causes that, and for that reason, certain types of mindsets have been developed around it. But I can't remember what it is now. But when I remember, or if I remember now, I will bring it up. Okay, so one last question.
Okay.
Okay, yes, I remember now. This was someone told me, well, naturally as a person, I'm lactose intolerant, meaning for the public, meaning that dairy products don't sit well with me. If I need to take them, it has to be maybe fat-free or plant-based. But if I go for fresh milk and all that, it can affect, it will affect my gut. So I heard from somewhere that the reason why that is because the way the human body is designed is a baby that it's a baby system that can handle dairy products like milk. But as you age, as you grow older, reach maturity, enter into adulthood, your body doesn't need milk. So I heard that from honestly. So this particular person actually takes a particular. I didn't stay to pay attention to know what the medication was. But whenever they take milk, they take that medication to help with digesting that, because the body doesn't have the ability to digest the milk because you're not a baby. So they suggest that you go for more of plant-based, dairy and all that. I mean, I didn't believe it, but I always felt I need to ask because they were so certain and so sure that this is research-based. In fact, these people I'm telling you about, they're not even Nigerians. They are one of them I think is Italian, the other one is French. So another one is Colombian. So they are actually foreigners, and they are very big on that particular. So I had to ask them, I said, but even, in your own countries, they sell milk. So where are you getting this? And they actually showed me, but I didn't even pay attention to know what the medication was. So I had always had it in mind that if I do meet any, medical expert or health expert, I will ask this question. more so that I'm lactose intolerant. Could that be the reason why? Or is just everybody with the way their bodies are, and some people can handle dairy products, some cannot. So let me start with dietitian Grace with this, because this is more about the diet. Is it true that milk is for babies, and as you age, as we age, we're not supposed to be taking milk? Well, animals, that's
Okay.
the one from cows.
First off, I would say that I haven't really come across the research. Okay,
Okay.
so I'm
Mm.
not going to be answering based on I have seen the research or I'm
Mm.
certain about this thing. No, okay. But
Mm.
being lactose intolerance, some babies are lactose intolerant. So
Okay.
now those babies that are lactose intolerant, would you
Mm.
say that uh, they have, I don't know, comparing them to adults, would you say that, oh,
Yeah.
these adults that have been digesting milk when they are small, suddenly they are not adult, they're no longer
Mm.
digesting milk? Do you get?
Mm.
So it
Mm.
depends. Our body vary. So if you're lactose intolerant, you already know that I'm lactose intolerant. This is what works for me. Plant milk
Mm.
works better, or
Mm.
or is skimmed, depending. Okay, so
Mm.
based on that, our body need milk. Why I say our body need milk is that it's still a form of protein.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I think maybe they may be coming from the aspect of pasteurization, ultra processed, and all. I'm not sure,
Okay.
so I don't have
Okay.
any research talking about that. But milk is still a type of protein, yes. So
Mm.
our body still needs protein, and if you go deep to ask them question, you probably will find out that maybe they are of the school of thoughts that animal proteins are not good for
Mm.
the human body. There are people
Mm.
that believe that we shouldn't eat
Yes.
animal protein. So that's
Yes.
inclusive of egg, fish, meat, milk, and all. So answering that question, I don't think our body does not need milk. It's still a form of
Okay.
protein. Okay. Just
Okay.
for you to now realize that, okay, I'm lactose intolerant and dairy products are not working for me.
Mm.
So if it is the plants that works, fine, and you
Mm.
stick to that. And
Mm.
also, if you have any medical condition, because there are different types of milk, we have the skimmed, we have the some they say is low fat, then we have
Mm.
the complete
Full cream.
cream. So
Mm.
it depends on now the medical condition that will now determine the one an individual should use. Yeah.
Mm. Okay. Okay. Dr. David, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah. Well, there is actually a medication. Well,
Okay.
basically, what happens with people who are lactose intolerant is that their body is not able to process the lactose that is the main component of milk, or rather, of
Okay.
dairy milk, especially.
Okay.
So a lactase enzyme, a tablet or a drop, would now break down just before the ingestion of the lactic, the
Mm.
dairy product, help to break it down. So
Yeah.
the symptomatic feeling that people would get after taking milk, dairy milk,
Mm.
they would not. Although no, like Dietitian Grace mentioned, very commonly we have babies who have comic allergy.
Yes.
You start to give them a normal formula and it
Okay.
would still uncontrollably, and
Okay.
they would have to, use a special type of formula, a hydrolyzed
Mm.
formula, which has lactose broken down in it and
Okay. That's
does not
interesting.
cause the. So
Okay.
no, it's really just about our genetic
Mm.
predisposition and our genetic. Some people have the enzyme that can process lactose. Other people do not
Mm.
have it or have it of it. And then
Mm.
yes, there is a medicine that you can take, which
Okay.
does the work of the lactose enzyme, which is
Okay.
a replacement lactose
Okay.
enzyme. So you take that
Okay.
before you just milk, and then it
Okay.
usually sits
Yes,
fine.
before you took the milk. Yeah, that's what they said. Yes.
And then it usually sits fine.
Okay. What's it called, please? The medication.
It's lactase enzyme, although
Okay.
it depends. There are different brands, and the different brand comes with different names. But lactase
Names.
enzymes, yeah.
Okay.
So it's lactic enzyme, and that's usually what does the trick.
Is it a medication or a supplement? Is it something I can find in the pharmacy, or I mean,
Something that can
is it over the counter, or is something that has to be prescribed?
something that can be found in the pharmacy, but I think for the most part it might be over the counter. I don't think
Okay,
it's a class A drug that requires prescription. I
okay,
think it's something that easily be found over the counter. Just the same way people
okay,
can get omeprazole over the counter. So
mm,
same
okay,
thing is right here.
okay. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Dr. David and Dietitian Grace. We've actually come to the end of today's show. We are right on time. Thank you so much. This was a
Okay.
very insightful session. Honestly, I learned a lot. I hope those that were able to join us also learned a lot. It has demystified a lot of things that I used to believe, and every time we have this session, I'm actually growing, in terms of my knowledge of medicine, of healthy diets and all that. It's really helping me, and I try to incorporate it. So I hope that the public that this is meant for, I hope that it's also beneficial to them as well, and they're actually using it, to get the best out of it. So thank you so much for coming on the show. We look forward to seeing you again in the next session. And I wish you a very, very lovely and blessed evening and weekend ahead. Are there any last words, any last few words you want to say to the public before we close? Dr. Grace, Dr. David and Dietitian Grace.
I think for me,
Mm,
I would say don't pressure yourself. Don't let social media pressure you. Okay,
mm.
that's what I would say. Really. There's
Okay.
just a lot of pressure online. There's so much
Mm,
pressure online. Don't let social media pressure you. Just do the right
mm.
thing you're supposed to do.
Yes.
Don't jump on every diet trend, every fad
Mm,
diet there. Just do the right thing. Yes, anything that promises you quick action, anything that promises you quick results, you really should take a second look at it before
yes, I
jumping on it.
agree.
Okay,
I agree.
it
Mm,
doesn't come easy. Give yourself grace.
yes, I agree. Okay, Dr. David, any words you want to give the public before we close?
Well, just to add to what Dietitian Grace has said, slow and steady usually wins the race.
Yes.
Um, the short and fast route usually leads to a crash. So, as much as
Mm,
possible, it's better to see little changes over time that are sustainable than a quick, large change that is not sustainable.
mm,
So, be it your thing, be it your exercise, be it your weight loss journey. Also, if
mm,
you're concerned about weight loss, try and seek out professionals, try to discuss with them because oftentimes than not, things about health is not one shoe fits all. It's
mm,
personalized. These are
mm,
individually different. So in the same way, we would need specialized and individualized care. So something might work for somebody else, and for you, it's an entirely
it will
different
not be the
result.
same.
So before you
Yes.
jump on what that person said online,
Mm,
before you start new diet, that new supplement, that new medication,
yes.
just sit with someone, find out if it's good for you, if it's going to be good for you at the end of the day, not just immediately, and then
Mm,
get an informed advice before you start
mm,
anything new.
yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you to our lovely viewers that joined us. I hope you were really, really blessed by what you heard today. All right. Wishing everybody a lovely and blessed weekend. Take care. Bye.
All right, thank you for having me.
Yes.
Bye.
For having us.
Yeah. Thank you.
Till next time.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.